You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New? Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, YouTube, Pandora, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like The Goop Podcast. You have been warned. Jamming out over there.
I'm getting into the groove, man.
Gregory,
yeah.
Are you taking the pot?
Are you on the pot? No, but I'm in studio because it's Hey Pal, What's New?
It's Friday night.
Gotta bump us upstairs. It smells like a skunk.
Hey, I resent that.
What are you talking
We'll
about?
keep that under wraps.
No, I'm like talking like actual skunks.
For those of you with us and those of you just joining in and those of you, everybody at home,
I'm signaling you. Oh, wait, we're on the video.
and those in Spotify land, we were like just as we're about to go live, my wife comes home and the dogs are just running amok upstairs. It's just like,
Oh, the dogs. The dogs.
they're barking nails.
You said I smelled like patchouli today because I put on my new...
You have this like hippy dippy like earthy smell when you came in. I was like, oh, it smells like, like a combination like patchouli, sandalwood, something.
You know what it is that I went to Lush.
Old Spice.
Yeah. Old school Old Spice, like in that old ceramic thing. No, I went to... I like to smell good. Cover up all the stink. No, actually, just... I always get suckered because I go into... oh, by the way, it's Hey Pal, What's New?
Is it?
I'm Greg. And
I'm JohnAlex.
Yeah, and we got lots of stuff to talk about. Kind of. Not really, but we got stuff. We saw a lot of movies and TV we can always recap. And, yeah, music-wise...
That's okay.
Howard
I
Jones.
got a little something special.
Oh, you do?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to get... What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's
teasing.
That's a tease.
I'm teasing you like a date on prom night.
What's that?
I don't know. What's a date? I have no idea.
What's prom night?
I tried to get my wife to come with me last night, and she was just like, no.
What? Go to prom?
Yes. Take her to prom. Take her to the boathouse. Randy, take her to the boathouse, Randy. For those of you who don't know the reference, go watch Little Darlings.
Oh, yeah. That's a highly... We'll have to do like a deep dive into that movie because that is just...
Every time I get a student in class named Randy, I'm like, and Randy? And he goes, here. And I go, Randy, take her to the boathouse, Randy. Take her to the boathouse.
Randy. Christy McNichol.
Oh, I had such a thing for her.
Oh, yeah, she was the best. That movie is just like, it gives you the weird, tingly feels.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what is
even
this?
Even at 51.
I wonder what she looks like now.
That's why IMDb is my best friend when I watch TV. Like, I was watching Chucky.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Shit, I'm a dirty old man. It's official.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, good, she's 19. All right, that's fine.
Well, that's the girl who's in, behind you you've got Pearl. But the other end of Pearl, X.
Yeah.
The girl who plays Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
When she was in that movie, and I'm like, I was like, are they gonna have her get naked? I like literally had to go, hold on a sec. Okay, she's old enough that she gets naked.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, when I used to watch Disney Channel and Nickelodeon with the kids, I always had IMDb on the ready.
So how was your week?
My week was delightful, dealing with, work and dealing with school stuff. There's some stuff going on with bullying with one of my kids, and so I really don't.
That was weird.
I was thinking about getting into it, talking about bullying. Maybe we'd go over the back of the day how we
Back in the day.
When we used to get bullied ourselves.
So go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just dealing with school administrations. And like I said, I don't want to put them on total blast, but man, it's just like it took me back in the day when we were kids, and you know, the two of us, we were definitely outsiders along with a bunch of our other friends. And it was constant bullying, and until we finally fought back.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, it was a glorious thing. It was a beautiful thing. So
yes, it was.
But the thing that drives me nuts now is that you deal with these anti-bullying policies, which is total freaking.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Yeah, they basically told my daughter, well, if they don't physically hurt you and they don't, directly threaten you, then we can't do anything. And I'm like, oh, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yes, you can. And you're going to hear from me. So I almost went Negan on them, but I kept my cool, and I'm here today. There's going to be a lot of meetings.
Time to break out Lucille.
That's right. Dude, I was so close, because you know how I am with my family and friends, where I'm just like, you threaten anybody in my family and friends, you're gonna get something from.
We're gonna pack the board meeting with Gilroy's.
Yeah, I mean, I almost went Brooklyn on their ass.
Nice.
Like I just said, I was like, you want me to meet you? You want me to wait for you at the bus with the bat?
So this is happening on the bus.
Little pig, little pig.
Wait, is this happening on the bus?
It's happening at the bus and at school.
Because, buses got cameras, and Freedom of Information Act, you can ask for all that footage.
The thing that drives me nuts, too, is that the bus driver didn't do a damn thing about it. Yeah, I could get into a whole rabbit hole of it, but, it just kind of...
Rabbit hole.
It reminded me of, like, when we were kids, too, and how we used to deal with the administration and all that stuff. And the beauty of it, though, is that my kid, she's in marching band now.
Right.
And killer snare player, but... She also, she goes to the music room, and it was so wild because she was telling me about, she was having these problems, and where did she go? She didn't go to the principal's office, didn't go to the counselor, she went to the music room.
Yeah, that's where I used to go.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, it's great to have that, isn't it? Because it's like a safe haven. And I was telling her about that too, how like we used to, that anywhere, with the lunchrooms and all that stuff, it's like a prison yard.
Yeah.
So it's like to go into the music room, there's free period because we only had classes like first period and eighth period, maybe. It was a great place to kind of just chill and hang out and be around like-minded people. And I remember that one time. We could hit it back in the day if we can. Back in the days when I was young. God damn it, we're old.
Boy, are we old.
It reminded me of the time where it was high school and they started doing that thing. Do you remember they used to do what's called the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they would all stand, a bunch of kids would stand on one side of the lockers, the other kids would stand on the other side, and person would walk through the hallway and they'd push you back and forth and knock your books over.
Yep.
And I remember it was Little Ears. What was her name?
Kim. No.
No.
Sarah.
She's one of my Facebook friends.
Sarah Prescott.
Too. Yes. They were
always confused name with Sarah Westcott.
Yes.
But
yeah, I digress. So I remember it was her or somebody. She was really upset because they were knocking her books over and stuff like that. And of course, we had the leather jackets and the long hair and the punked out hair and all that stuff. So we were the freaks, right? So I remember they were harassing a couple of the younger girls, like the girls that that were getting pushed and knocked over by these bullies. So I remember taking a piece of a music stand, took the top off, took the bottom off. It was just a big metal pipe. Just put it over my shoulder. I said, come on, let's go to class. And we'd walk through, and I'm like, anybody going to push you now? Who's pushing? Are you going to push? I didn't think so. And I used to literally have to walk people through the hallway with it.
And the crazy thing is, you see everything.
Administration didn't do shit. Yeah, so, not to be on a down note of that, but, yeah, it's stuff that, listen, a little PSA for you all. I know we like to do dick and fart jokes, and it's funny, but listen to your kids, and if they got a problem, to quote the great Vanilla Ice, if there was a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook when my DJ revolves it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just listen to your kids.
All right, forget it. You know what? Here we go. Let me just play the...
Hey, someone's on the phone.
Well, then pick it up.
Hey, someone's on the phone.
Well, then pick it up.
Hey, someone's on the phone.
Well, then pick it up.
Hey, someone's on the phone.
Now, I'm going to introduce this guest. Let's put it this way. If you're the Silent Bob to my Jay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the Randall to my Dante.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
This is my boy Justin. Or Tolly, as they always called him, because he worked the toll booth.
Totally.
I met
It's
Justin.
funny.
You know, Justin used to hook us up with all the porn at the video store, but that's the video store I worked at in Cold Spring. That's where we met. We worked in a video store together, i.e.,
Yeah.
RST.
RST Video
Yeah.
over there.
What was it, 97 to 99, probably?
Yeah.
Around there?
Yeah,
Around
from
that
when
time?
I moved to Cold Spring till just about the time, just before Kate and I got married.
I always thought you were the Randall, though.
Oh, you think so? All right.
Yeah.
I'll take Randall.
Look at
I don't know.
Randall,
I just
he's-
picture. Well, you know what? Maybe at the time I was the Randall, but I really would say that now
Probably.
you're the Randall, because you are.
I
like,
think I was the Elias from Clerks too.
well, probably that too.
Hopefully not from Clerks 3.
Well, because Justin. For those who don't know, this is Justin. What is it?
Garden State Picker.
Garden State Pick. But for those who don't know Justin, this is Justin. He's got his own thing going. You want to explain what you got going on over there?
Yeah. I started out doing that, collectibles thing, selling like pop figures and action figures, and it just wasn't working out. It's too competitive. I got mixed up with this company, Entertainment Earth, and they were horrible to deal with. And I got like very quickly like $20,000 in debt.
Ooh,
Yikes.
So yeah.
sounds like
and
me and
I'm
my
still-
porn habit.
So what I started doing was I started picking yard sales.
Okay.
So yeah, I started going to yard sales every weekend and just did my research and found it kind of fascinating, like what you can find that people just kind of put out there. And they'll send. I mean, for an example,
Because I know when I
Like,
go to yard sales, I find stuff and I'm like, people got stuff and I've had yard sales and you're like, I just want to fucking get rid of this. Like, you know what that's worth? It's like, yeah, but then I have to go through all the
Yeah.
hassle of trying to sell it and shit. Like, just
Yeah.
I'll put it at the yard sale for $10. If somebody buys it, I don't have to throw it in my garbage can.
Yeah, and I recently sold a lot of my comic books, and that was a daunting task. It was just going to different places, and they don't want this, and lowballing that. I will say there was a great place in Peekskill that took a lot of my comics, including my #1 She-Hulk. So yeah, I made some good coin on that. It was nice.
Now, Justin, now when you find these things at yard sales, obviously you turn around and flip them and sell them and make some money.
yeah,
Like, you have something there you were gonna show us? Oh
yeah. I'm just gonna show you like example. So I got a bunch of like Dragon magazines.
okay.
I probably got like 80 of them for like $1 each.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, they're all like early to mid 80s, and I've been selling them pretty consistently for anywhere from like 7 to like 24 each.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I remember
That's a
Dragon
That's a
magazine.
700 to 2400% profit.
Yeah.
You're right over there, Greg. I
the-
think he's dying.
Got a little jizz. in my
Winston Cup Series.
Yeah. You can't even put cigarettes on hats anymore, and these are old NASCAR new with tags.
Wow. And
Paid
what
like
did you get that for?
75 cents each. I got like 1,500 of them,
Holy shit.
and they're probably it's new dead stock from 1991.
Oh,
So it's I probably sell them for like anywhere from $24 to $34 each.
fuck me.
So you basically
Yeah.
the way it is, Justin, is that you go to these like just local yard sales. And
And estate sales. Yeah.
and estate sales, yeah, definitely. And you're going in there and finding stuff like John and I were saying. I remember having garage sales and yard sales. Like my mom would do that and just like, oh, I'm just gonna put out this old vinyl or just like comic books
Yeah.
that you're like 10 cents each. Now for you, that's awesome because then you can kind of flip it. And you have a
Yeah.
website and all that you sell this stuff off of. Or do you have like a storefront or?
No, I do everything. I make such good profit margins. I don't even care about the eBay fees.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, I just put them up on eBay, and then I
Okay.
post a lot on. Instead of focusing like my direction to selling stuff on social media,
Okay.
I kind of try to link up with other resellers instead.
Okay.
It's kind of like a subculture, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
So,
was gonna say it must be like a really cool community. Like you do see a lot of these shows. Like, we were goofing on American Pickers and Storage Wars and stuff like that. Where they
Yeah.
buy these storage things, or they go to these specific sales, and then they have their own storefronts. But nowadays, you really don't need a storefront as long as
No.
you have an online presence and you can sell that stuff on eBay. You don't even have to have your own website.
Now you
Yeah,
do
so-
you do videos too, right? Of what you find as you're searching.
I'm in the middle. I recorded pretty much everything, so I'm
Okay.
in the middle of like trying to find time to edit to try to put together my own YouTube
Okay.
channel. So, and again, it'll be, geared towards a lot of resellers. There'll be some educational stuff as to, like what I look for, what I
Okay.
usually pay for it, and then immediately I'll show some comps of
Yeah.
what I have sold it for or what I can sell it for.
Okay.
Yeah,
It sounds
I
like a different
yeah.
version of. There was a show I used to watch that was about these people who would buy, like when people return shit to Amazon. Amazon doesn't turn around and resell it, but what they'll do is they'll put it all on a pallet, and then you
Yeah.
buy it at auction. You buy a pallet just of fucking returned Amazon shit, and they would like pull it apart and find it. And some of them had stores, and some of them just sold like you do, like on eBay. They're like, I'm just gonna throw it up there, and and sometimes they made like a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, in the
Oh yeah.
yeah, looking at I know friends that collect stuff, and a friend of ours, Lou, he had a bunch of old concert T-shirts that he just saved. Like the ones he bought at like hardcore shows, and he had this like beat up old from band Life Sentence. You remember Life Sentence? They were
Yeah.
like they you can't get them anywhere. He had like one of their old shirts. He sold it for like a couple $1,000s.
Jesus
He's like,
Christ.
it's got pit stains in it and rips.
So let me ask you, Justin, in doing this, now you make videos, you said, primarily for other people like you.
Yeah.
Now, is that for like people who are getting into this and like, I don't even know where to start or what do I look for?
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
I was working the 9 to 5. I actually just quit my job too, so I do this full time now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So now what is the biggest like flip that you've had on an item that like, I found this belt buckle, I bought it for $1, and then I researched it and found out like it was a limited edition 1/over rodeo belt worth $10,000.
It was actually a dot matrix printer.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brand new in the box, never used, with the blue tape still on it.
Wow.
I found it for he asked for I think $50. I didn't know anything about it at the time either.
Yeah.
But he was asking 50 for it. I was like, "Would you take 40?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'll take a gamble at 40. That's fine." Put it up on eBay that night, and it sold within 2 days for $887.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yo, I got 256K of Apple IIgs memory. What's it worth?
Oh,
In the box.
We're gonna have
it's
to
not,
have you-
it's not sealed,
Yeah.
but it's in the box.
Apple products do really well. Older Apple products.
Ooh, I might have to see what I can get for that thing. It's been in a drawer. I've had it in a drawer forever.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna bring that Apple II memory home. I'm gonna send it to you,
Okay.
and you see what you can get it for, and we'll fill everybody in on what we wound up getting for that piece of Apple IIgs memory.
Okay.
So anything? What else? In our last couple minutes we got with you before Zoom goes, fuck you.
I can show you cool stuff.
Yeah, what
so
you got,
I went
buddy?
to an estate sale just last week. I went to an estate sale, and I got these cool like Ninja Turtle with instrument things
Okay.
that they hung in Pizza Hut in 1990.
Wow.
So I don't know if you remember the musical mutagen tour.
No. Musical
They had
mutagen.
they had the Ninja Turtles do like a tour, and they put out an album,
Wow.
like a rock album or something. And
I just remember the
the-
Vanilla Ice.
I remember the promo. In Breaking Bad, the old man, the ding 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 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the commercial for it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's like in the hallway, like, we gotta get him on stage. We got it. He's like, it's funny.
That's ridiculous.
So I bought those. I didn't know anything about them. They had them listed for like $100 for all four. I didn't feel comfortable gambling, so I offered 50, and they took it.
Wow.
And it turns out they're like so incredibly rare. I had a couple offers sent, and I think I have them on eBay right now for like $650.
Holy shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
ninja,
like
go
a
Go
ninja
ninja,
one.
go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
It's all about Vanilla Ice this
Uh,
episode.
Can you
And now I'm into storage units, so
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Well, if you get
Yeah,
up this
bidding
way,
on
give us a
storage
call.
units.
We'll come with you and record it and make a segment out of it on the show.
Yeah, you
Okay.
definitely got to. I'm very excited to watch the YouTube videos and get into that because it's fascinating.
Yeah, because what I'd like to do is take some of the stuff you do. If you do like quick little short ones, like in the midst of our show, be like, we'll be right back, but watch this gem from Justin. And then play like one of your videos while we like, make out and then come back on.
There you go.
take the lipstick
Obviously
off.
not with each other.
Oh,
Come on.
So-
Oh, we lost Justin.
oh, J-Dog. What happened?
Oh, hold on.
Well, that's okay. We can always have him call in later or do another segment. We want to get. We had talked about getting other musicians and podcasters and people like Justin involved
Yeah.
in what we're doing. The site will be up soon. We'll have more to discuss. But yeah, interesting people like that. We could definitely get into some more more stories from Justin's tales. I love all that stuff.
Oh, me
just
too.
all the weird collectible stuff that you get.
I love going to yard sales. My family knows this about me, and I hardly ever buy anything. I just
Yeah.
like going to look at the junk.
Yeah, because sometimes you find stuff that's like really cheap, and I remember seeing one of those old wrestling dolls that they had, the WWF ones, like Nikolai Volkov, and you're like, oh my god, it's not worth anything, but I have some silly gems in my house. The big thanks to Justin and his Garden State Pickers, right? We'll have him back on again.
Yeah, Garden State Pickers. I'll tag him and we'll tag him in our stuff for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but we're
Aren't
starting
we
to
all?
get more people like that and getting them involved, and starting a community, a brand of sorts, which we'll get into once it's done. But anyway, I hope he definitely starts putting out some content, and we'll definitely share his content because, there's whole channels dedicated to that stuff.
Yeah.
Pawn Stars and American Pickers.
Oh, easy. It's not that kind of show. Porn stars. We're
Oh.
not porn. Oh,
Don't you
pawn.
get it? It's Pawn Stars.
Pawn.
Just like they
My
used to
bad.
have that other show called Hardcore Pawn.
Uh,
Get it? It's like Porn Stars, but it's not.
I wonder if these posters behind us are worth anything.
I don't know.
I mean, they are official movie theater posters.
Oh, I love Mia Goth.
Yeah. You've got the Pearl one. I've got the Clerks 3 one behind me.
Yeah, we're gonna start decorating. So we're gonna get these studios.
I got a
up and
Barbarian one upstairs, too.
I still have not seen Barbarian yet. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. It was so good.
We haven't talked about
Justin
it.
Long plays like the best Hollywood fucking Me Too douchebag in that movie. He is fucking brilliant, and you root for him to die.
Oh, yeah. I've been dying to see it. I know that it's coming out streaming next week.
Yes.
So I had heard about it. It's definitely on my list of things to watch. But I know that we definitely, we had mentioned we had Justin on because there wasn't that much news going on.
No, there's
today.
like nothing in the I don't even know that I would hit the John's news thing because news wise I tried to look and it was like every time I thought I found something it was like, well, that's just a nothing story. I mean, they've released a shit ton of awesome trailers in the past week, you know, and other like announcements and things, but for the most part it's like just it feels like it's been a slow news week with things like check out the new costume for this one and that, and She-Hulk, why She-Hulk dropped from 10 to 9 episodes, and Netflix this. Like, okay, cool. Netflix, bad first quarter, bad second quarter, picked up business in the third quarter, but now they're going with that fucking commercial model.
Oh,
The ad-supported model.
yeah.
To offer a cheaper tier, but then they're also pushing forward with we're cracking down on people sharing their accounts with family.
Yeah.
It's like how do you know if this is my mom in South Carolina using my Netflix account, or maybe it's me on vacation, or maybe I got a vacation place down there and I go down there on the weekends.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough nut for them to crack. I think what we should really start getting into is some of the movies that we've seen.
Yes.
And then also some of the TV that's been going on.
Oh,
the one
boy.
thing I did notice, I did see an article, TV-wise, is Andor, how low the ratings are.
I know, I don't get it.
Because people love pew pew lightsaber Star Wars. Like this is Andor is. I mean, we can get into it in the TV section, but it was like
Let's just get into it now.
yeah,
Who
because I mean,
cares?
I had read something and they showed the algorithm where it's like, Obi-Wan is huge and and Mandalorian obviously and stuff, and then Andor is just like low, like right down there. And I think it's just, I mean, this week you're all caught up on the Andor, right?
This week was my Chandler Bing episode because I watched him. That one guy who winds up fucking doing the quality control shit, and he's like the fuel quality. And I'm like looking at him, I was like, he's a cubicle boy now.
Yep. Oh, old cereal eater.
Oh. And his mother, your collar, it's sticking out.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh.
That reminds you of somebody.
Great.
But no,
Dude, I want to tell you though.
What's that?
We need to fucking monopolize on that.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
embrace it. Let's just do what's mom up to?
I
and
heard.
have your mom come in and just be like, Mom, what's up? What you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, I did hear that interview that you did with the lovely people at the Misfit Faction.
Yes.
On MF Uncensored. We put it on our Facebook page. John did an interview with them, and I love that channel. They're great.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a great interview, and just he did mention about when my mom interrupts, and for me, it's like,
It's annoying.
oh, come on, I feel
I'm trying to do a show.
it's real embarrassing, but at the same time, I heard him saying like, he's like, you got to capitalize on it.
Oh,
That's like the
hell
best
yeah.
part. I'm like, that's the best part.
Yeah, well, with your mom, like with her coming in, yeah. I mean, it's
So
let's jump on that shit.
hey, I'm for it. I'll exploit everything to its fullest potential.
Yes, that's right. Exploit your mother, people. That's the lesson you learned here.
That's right. But anyway, yeah, talking about getting back to Andor, yeah, it's just such a well-written show, and
Yeah.
it's so good, and it's just the writing in it is just awesome, but it's
and
not.
And the balance of visuals is fucking genius because they show you like Mon Mothma and her like grabbing her husband and going like, let's go, let me pull you behind the curtain and show you what the fuck is going on. Literally goes behind the curtain. Is like,
Yeah.
let me pull back the curtain and show you what's going on, and just fucking tells him everything she's been doing. And he's like, and then she gets up and walks away, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting down to the wire. I'm interested to see where it goes now.
Now, I was a little confused. I'm sorry, but I was a little confused. I don't know. I got to rewatch this latest episode because it felt like him getting arrested and sentenced to 6 years felt like it was a flashback.
No, I think
I
it was,
know.
yeah.
But that's why I was confused. I was like, why does this feel like a flashback?
Well, he's at, and that was another cool thing is, we've seen so many, and everybody loves the familiar. They love the Obi-Wans and stuff like that, which I love. I think there's a place for all that stuff, too. I enjoyed Obi-Wan and Boba Fett just as much as the rest. But at the same time, with Andor, after that whole thing, and he escapes and he goes to that planet. Now, we've always seen, like, desert planets, forest planets. This looked like Miami. And it just like aliens out there sunbathing, and it's just like but there's always that threat of the Empire around, but it was just like, it was so cool. And that kangaroo court that they had going on, where it was just like, he didn't do anything. And now I didn't think it was, but like when you first saw the droid, you were like K2SO.
Oh, I was.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, here comes K2SO.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I know that there's a ton of them. So.
But I'm glad that they didn't.
No.
Because it would have just been too easy.
Yeah. Also Pissbot made a return.
That's right.
The little square one. I heard Christian Harloff in the big thing. I got to give him credit. He calls him Pissbot. Because that alien came and peed on him that one time. He was just like...
You're talking about the little bot that rolls down the road, the hallways and stuff like that.
And well, he's like the big red box thing, and he's even got like that little plate. Like,
then we're not thinking about the same thing.
Well, no, it's the Andor's mother, or
yes, that one. That's not the one I'm thinking of.
No, you're thinking of the little black ones that always kind of run around. But no, this is, and he's got like the stutter.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a little dog, and he's got like a little docking station that looks like a dog bed, and he's just like, but can I talk? Can I talk?
No.
They call him Pissbot because he was going through the town, and like an alien dog came up and peed on him.
Pissbot, I like it.
Yeah, as far as even TV goes too, I mean, if we're starting off with that, because we both saw a bunch of movies that we want to talk about.
I did see 2 movies, but TV wise, I don't know that I have anything new.
It's pretty much the same with me. It's like I've been watching Andor. We're caught up with The Patient. Spoiler alert: he still hasn't killed the fucking guy yet.
He's still chained to the floor.
He's still chained to the floor, and he's been sharpening up his tube,
his ointment
tube, and he was gonna kill him, and then like, Manon and I just got so mad. We're just like, would you fucking die already?
Dream of a Holocaust.
Old Purple Lips, you gotta freaking grab old Grimace Lips and just slice his throat for God's sakes.
Yep.
I'm like, why am I still?
I will say
it's now in the category of hate watch.
I will say this episode of The Patient, I feel was a lot better because, like, the awkwardness of him trying to tell that fucking joke.
Oh God.
A Frenchman, English, no, a guy. No, there was a Jew there. There was a Jewish guy there. Like, he's trying to tell that joke, and I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, I know it was a French guy who wanted to die by guillotine. So they take all a French guy and an English guy and a Jewish guy are all sentenced to death. Okay. And they ask him how they want to die. Do you remember the joke?
No.
And he's like, and the Frenchman says, I would like to die by guillotine. And he's like, okay. So they bring everybody out. They build a guillotine. They cut his head off and it rolls out. Right. And then the English guy goes, how would you like to die? He goes, I would like to die by firing squad. And they go, fine. They build it. They get the firing squad. And they turn the Jewish guy. How would you like to die? He goes, any way I want. And they go, yes. He goes, old age. And watching him awkwardly try and tell that joke while he's at dinner with his ex-wife and his mother, it's like, oh. Yeah. And then the line at the end where he's like, I know what I have to do now. I have to go kill my dad. He goes, I'm going to go kill my dad and fuck his face.
Yeah.
And he goes, he's like, what? He goes, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to fuck his face. And then he walks out.
Yeah.
Or fuck his mouth.
Yeah.
I was like,
or fuck his skull.
Fuck his skull.
Yes.
I was like, oh shit. And he's like, I'm kidding. I'm not going to fuck his skull. And then walks out. I was like, he's going to go kill his dad. Yeah. And I don't know if that's going to be like the catharsis that he's like, I don't have the urge anymore. You're right. The whole time, everybody I was killing was a substitute for me wanting to kill my dad. But I think that's what's going to end it for him is when he kills his dad, he finally realizes all these other people were surrogates for my dad.
But at the same time, okay, he does that and he's cured. He's not going to let Steve Carell go.
No.
So he better freaking...
Steve Carell better kill him and then be heralded as a hero.
Yeah. Either that or at this point he deserves to die.
Yeah.
Just like,
oh my God.
He had so many times. It's like you had the chance and you blew it.
I don't think I have that one on here.
It's on the Late to the Party one we did, but yeah. Other than that, like really, I've been watching Andor. I watched The Patient. I watch House of Dragon. Yeah. So right now, it's really with TV. There's a lot of good stuff on. But it's all like continuations. Even Walking Dead, I've been watching, and I know Rings of Power just ended. So it's kind of in a weird.
Did you
spot.
see that? Did you watch Rings of Power?
Nope.
It's like they act like what happened at the end was like a big shocker. And it's like, no, it wasn't a shock. Like everybody knew the one guy was Gandalf, and everybody basically predicted from the beginning that the other guy was not the Return of the One King. That was fucking Sauron, and it's who it fucking was. Spoilers, Do I have it? I have it here somewhere.
Fuck off.
That's right. You don't like my spoilers? Fuck off.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing new as far as what's out there. Like I've been watching Chucky too.
I haven't.
Yeah,
sorry.
you're not missing much. It's I mean, I love Chucky. I love the Child's Play franchise, but I'm like, okay, this is where you're going. All right, they have like a Rambo roided up Chucky that comes back. And you're like, okay, really?
What are we doing, people?
God, it's just, oh my God, there's so much other stuff. Oh, I just blacked out. Anyway.
What? I thought you were going somewhere with
I think
all
I just
that.
had a seizure. So yeah, TV really is like regular par for the course. I know that we did both see some new movies.
Well, I saw one new movie and an old movie.
Oh, something borrowed, something blue?
Yeah, something old, something new, something borrowed. My balls are blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I might have to edit that out in post.
No, you don't.
All right. I just,
So you want to go with yours? You want me to go with one of mine? We
right.
got to give some reviews out there.
Really quick, the movie I saw, first one. I'm gonna save the one from last night for last.
Okay.
'Cause that's part of a whole story. So we talked last week about it, and I mentioned the fact that like the one movie I hadn't seen in the Kevin Smith repertoire was Red State.
Yes.
And I was all prepared for it to be like a fucking horror movie, and it kind of wasn't. It feels like it was set as like a more. So I don't know how long it's been since you've seen it.
Oh, I know it pretty well.
So total like commentary about the Westboro Baptist Church. And over the top. And I thought it was going to be more horror shit, and it really wasn't. It was more of like telling a cult story along with a little bit of like suspense.
Yeah.
With them captured, killed, and some gore.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was just more of like a suspenseful message movie.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever hear about the story of how he started writing that?
No.
It's because apparently Kevin Smith, that his friend Malcolm,
Right.
who's the gay guy, he put out that documentary, Small Town Gay Bar.
Okay.
Which is really fascinating. It's just about this guy who opens up a gay bar in like the reddest red state ever.
Ooh.
And it was one of the interviews that he got was with Fred Phelps from the Westboro Baptist.
Okay.
So he does this interview, Malcolm does. Now, Fred Phelps doesn't know that he's gay.
Ooh.
So, and Malcolm apparently is a big bear-looking guy. He doesn't look...
I've heard... this is the guy... Kevin's told stories about his big gay bear friend who...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so he interviews Fred Phelps, and he tells Kevin about it. He's like, there was a small segment in it, but he's like, I have over like an hour of footage with him. Do you want to watch it? And Kevin's like, yeah, it's fascinating. Because he starts rambling about all this like anti-gay, all this stuff, kill the faggots and all that stuff like that, not realizing that Malcolm is gay.
Jesus.
And all the hatred, he was like, this guy, like Kevin Smith was like, this guy's freaking creepy as hell. Like, it just, because he looks like just, the typical like...
It makes me wonder if that opening like sermon monologue that the guy's giving, is it based on what this guy's ramblings in the videos were?
I don't think it was, because it was more of just like a straight interview with Malcolm where he was just like, what we have to do, God's going to end up punishing those gay people, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, the methods that he did, but like, it's very Westboro Baptist.
Okay.
And after he saw that interview, he was like, this guy could be like a horror creep, like villain. So he wrote Red State.
Okay.
And what'd you think of the movie?
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It made me think too, like in looking at like Kevin's, I'm like, is there anything else he's done that I haven't seen? And apparently the Kilroy Is Here movie was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And then he tried to release it as an NFT.
Yeah.
And that didn't go over well.
No.
And I wonder if in Clerks 3, the whole joke of like the kites is because of that.
Probably.
Or related to it. But it was supposed to come out this past July, and it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Red State, I love it. It's one of those movies where a lot of people slept on it because they were just like, oh, this isn't Jay and Silent Bob.
It's so not in the vein of what you're normally used to seeing from him. Because, you know what it's like? It reminds me, it's got tonally a lot like Vulgar.
Yes.
But again, I don't know. I think that he just produced that. He didn't direct or anything. Brian O'Halloran direct that?
I forget who did. I think it was actually, I think it was Brian O'Halloran who wrote that. And
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's in that same vein. Well, and Red State came out before Tusk. So when people saw Tusk, they were like, oh my God, this is so much. I'm like, it's kind of like Red State. Only just a little bit more out there, so it had that same kind of feel. But no, I'm glad you watched that one. What would you give it on the old Palometer?
Vulgar was directed by Brian Johnson and written by Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
So on the Palometer, I'd give it a solid 1, 2, 3 and a half.
Oh.
Again, I'd watch it again, but it didn't have me like pulled in, drawn in like the whole time. I will say the whole sermon in the beginning where he's talking about the blight on mankind and the gays and the that's why I wonder if it was based on that video that Kevin saw.
It might have been, I don't know.
That guy is fucking well, he's dead now, right?
Michael Parks,
Michael Parks is dead, but like he's just genius in that.
Yeah.
It was like, and that was like. He just kept going. I feel like it was all one take too. I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
But like the way it went, I felt like it was just one continuous take. I think this movie, visually and cinematically, is probably his best movie.
Yeah, shot wise. Well, it's a little bit like kind of guerrilla filming kind of.
And that's what I think what makes it is like he shoots that like it's a film, but especially during like the raid and all the other stuff, you get this like feeling of like media cameras and people filming it and like you're just a spectator.
Yeah, it's more of like the offshoot kind of thing.
Yeah,
but like
I really did like it.
Good. I'm glad you saw that one. So that was the old one. As far as movies with me, I'll start with. Should I start with the bad one or should I start with the not so bad one?
Oh, come on, give me the not so bad one.
All right. Well, the not so bad one that I saw, and it was very divisive. But with a bunch of different horror fans was Halloween Ends.
I heard it was so. I wish we still had Justin on because Justin fucking hated
Justin,
it.
I know. I saw this stuff with Justin. He said he hated it. Now, when I first saw it, I was kind of like, and I put it on our TikTok, which, by the way, hey, pal, what's new? We do have our TikTok. We need some followers. But I usually, when I watch a movie, I'll take a picture of the screen and, put a comment on it. And I saw somebody say something about it, like anybody who's a fan of Dodgeball, that movie. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see where it goes. The way that, yeah, it was a pretty bold move, Cotton. Let's see where it goes. Because you're watching it, and I will say, I'll give it I think it's better than what Justin's saying.
Okay.
Justin fucking hated it. And this is a type of movie where, on the horror spectrum, if you're into Michael Myers, the way they do it, and this is going to be spoilers for people who really haven't watched this movie. I'm not going to give too much away, but so the premise of this movie is it's supposed to be the last one, right?
Oh,
yeah. The end of Michael Myers,
I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah, like 8 movies ago.
Michael Myers Ends or something like that. I think that was it.
But what they did was, if you remember Season of the Witch, right?
Yeah.
With Silver Shamrock, how they tried to now it's supposed to be the end of Michael Myers. It wasn't focused a lot on Michael Myers.
No.
It was focused on this other guy.
I'm probably never going to watch it and just let you know.
So basically what the premise is that there's this kid that's babysitting. He babysits this kid.
Michael Myers is a babysitter?
No, this is somebody else.
Kid's babysitting another kid.
Yeah, well, this guy, this teenager is babysitting this other kid. His name is Corey, right? Okay. So Corey is watching this kid, and the kid's a real douchebag, right? He's just picking on the babysitter, like, you're not my real babysitter, blah, 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 blah. And they start playing hide and seek. They're running around, and as Corey is looking for the kid locks him in the attic. Behind a door, and he's like, and he's like, come on, let me out, you're gonna make it trouble. He kicks the door, and it's a great scene where the parents are coming in, and the kid just falls to the ground, and his neck breaks, and the kid dies
in front of the parents.
Yes, and Corey's standing over with a knife, like, it was an accident. So after that, he's like,
oh boy.
Now this is the problem that I have with the movie, right? It goes years later. He's still living in the same town. Everybody's torturing him. He's got a crappy job. He can't get work because he's got this. No, it was deemed he got. It was technically an accident, but people are still like, "You're a baby killer," and the mother and father are all messed up. And Corey, he's just out of sorts, and first of all, I'm like, why wouldn't you just move out of town?
Yeah,
you're just like, get out of there. You got nothing going on. Get out. But he manages to stay. He ends up, these bullies, these other kids pick on him, start picking on Corey again because he's kind of a wishy-washy guy. Gets thrown off, goes into a sewer. He falls off a bridge. He passes out, and Michael Myers comes out of the sewer and grabs him. And I can't even explain it. Like, they went with like making Corey into this killer, and like Michael Myers was going to show Corey how to do it,
right?
And and the more that Corey would kill people and bring them to Michael, like he would bring them to Michael and show me how it's done, and he would stab him, and then like the more he killed, Michael Myers started like energizing.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I'm energized with death.
Yeah, so everybody's watching this movie thinking it's going to be like the big final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, and That was kind of an afterthought at the end. And, you know, spoiler alert, I mean, they put Michael in the Crusher, and he's ripped to shreds, so I don't think he's come. But, like, it was a bold move, Cotton, and it was a bold move to do it. I give it a solid 3 pals. I give it 3 out of.
And what did I guess?
What'd you guess?
Transition. I guess 3 pals.
Yep. Wasn't great. It's not something I'm gonna rewatch. I applaud them for doing a bold move
Okay.
on a last movie and going, all right, this is different.
Can we air quotes the last movie thing there?
Yeah.
Last movie, my patootie.
You know, Halloween, you know, Reborn or something. Come out 5 years.
Halloween, Jason Bourne.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they will give it a rest. Now, that was funny because somebody was saying, like, you know, Laurie Strode's character.
Signed a contract saying she would never do them again.
Yeah, just like Motley Crue.
Yeah. Okay.
5 years later, now they're out touring. And that was So, yeah, Halloween Ends was... If you like it a lot, it's very divisive. Some people are like...
Wait, that was the good?
That was the good.
Oh, God, how bad is the bad?
It was pretty bad. Did you want me to go into that?
You know what? I think you'll have more to say about your bad than I have to say about mine. So I'm going to start right off because I think everybody knows what movie I'm talking. I'm going to give you my 2-pal review.
2 pals?
Fuck this piece of that's being generous.
Really?
Yeah. The movie, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Black Adam.
Oh, I think I saw that
starring
porno.
Dwayne the Cock. Oh, no, yeah. That's the Black Adam porno with Dwayne the Johnson.
A big dick black.
Look, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
I was just going to say it wasn't bad. It wasn't all Brad either.
No, it wasn't good either. Here's part of my problem. So you've got all these other characters.
Okay.
I think the trailer partly ruined the movie because you've got these other characters. You've got
like the
Hawkman.
The Justice Society.
The Justice Society. You've got what's his name? The Fate.
Dr.
Fate. And you've got Adam Smasher. Well, not Adam Smasher. You've got Henry Winkler is Adam Smasher, but it's his nephew who inherited his power, and the nephew is borrowing his suit. And the only reason you know it's Henry Winkler was the Adam Smasher is because he's on a FaceTime call on his phone with his uncle about this. Thanks for lending me your suit. It's fucking stupid. And then the girl.
So the Fonz was in this movie
for about 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how much money he got for those 5 seconds.
He was hanging out with the Malachi sister, the Malachi twins.
I hope it was fucking a lot. So here's the thing. I get that a lot of stuff where like I don't need another Batman's origin story. Yeah. I don't need another Iron Man or I don't need another Superman origin story. Like we know these things. But how many people actually know the origin stories of Dr. Fate, of Hawkman? And that's the thing. They give you like a quick thing. They're like, oh, it's like a quick one, like, oh, Dr. Fate, he found this helmet, this alien helmet, and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, that's it. That's all we get. They don't even explain Hawkman. He's like a freaking, I don't know, Adam, like a Batman kind of guy. He's like super rich, lives in a fucking castle, and's got all these fucking fancy toys and shit. But like, they don't give you much more than that.
Wasn't he a lawyer too?
Yeah, dude.
Now I don't understand why they would pick a Hawk for a goddamn superhero. He's walking around with a goddamn mace.
It's a hawk, Gregory.
He walks around, but does he walk or does he fly?
But the mace also turns into an axe.
No, come on now.
It's a I think it was a transformer mace.
Now hold on, Jonathan.
That's how much I stopped paying attention to this movie.
There's a mace that turns into an axe. Why wouldn't you just turn the mace into a pistol and shoot the Black Adam? Why wouldn't you just shoot the Black Adam, Jonathan? It's a damn travesty. Because that crazy Hawaiian bastard...
Or is he Samoan?
He's Samoan, goddammit.
He's Samoan me some money.
he Samoans me some money.
He's Samoan me $16 for that piece of shit I watched.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I did hear it was more of like...
Dwayne Johnson is Samoan me some money. That's the title of this episode. DJ is Samoaing me some money.
Yo, that Moana motherfucker
let-
better give me my $16 back.
So
I didn't even go out want $16.
But even with Black Adam, like, okay, I'm gonna be honest here. Like, Black Adam is not one of those people. Like, I don't really know that much. I didn't know that much about him.
No, I always thought he was like the Bizarro World Shazam.
Which, okay, so they try to lead you to believe in this because he's got like the black suit with the Shazam lightning bolt on the front of it, and then like to free him, she's like Shazam, but like heavy fucking spoilers here. I mean, like heavy spoilers here. So when he gets freed, he was a prisoner, not the champion of the place. They lead you to believe like he was a Shazam, but they made the wrong choice. But if you watch the fucking trailer, you know that's not the case. Because like right in the beginning, they're building this crown to raise the demon thing, and fucking his son speaks up and is like, we need to fight back, this is our city, kind of thing, and they kill his son.
Oh.
But they don't. He disappears and gets sucked underground, and the wizards make him Shazam. And I'm like, wait, what fucking movie am I watching? I thought this was Black Adam. Why are they Shazamming this guy?
Why did they get? Why?
So
where was the Hulk with the mace in this part?
So, but like, you know, it's not. And I get you can like disbelief because they try and make you feel like, oh, but you know, because like like in the commercials, he's like, they killed my son, and it's like, okay, well, they killed your boy.
Yeah.
Well, then the boy who just turned into Shazam is not Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
It's not his character. And the kid who does it is like talking to his dad, and it's a skinny guy, dark, and you see kind of profile, you're like, you know it's Dwayne Johnson that it's supposed to be. All that was ruined. All that suspension, didn't see this one coming, was completely fucking ruined by what you knew from the trailers. Like, and it was actually made it confusing for me at points. Also, add to that, holy shit. Like, a lot of The Rock's action stuff, it felt like all Dwayne Johnson did was show up, put on the costume, and stand there. Because, like, he's either flying, and when he flies, he's not like Superman flying. He's, like, just standing there and floating.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that, yeah.
So, and even his fight things where he's moving faster than this, like, everybody else, like, he's able to do some freaking Quicksilver shit where it's like, oh, this helicopter blade's coming, let me just tap it so it goes that way, and then everything catches up, kind of thing.
Okay.
But even all that, it wasn't, you didn't really see him moving much. It was like he was just like, and that, like, they were filming him, and then he went, tink. All right, let's get Dwayne, look this way and look angry, and then push something in front of you. Like, it just was bad. The CGI was bad. And speaking of all that fucking CGI bullshit, I mean, look, Ares and Wonder Woman was bad. Steppenwolf in Justice League, the animation of that was fucking horrible.
So bad.
I'm going to tell you right now, Sabak in this, who's the bad guy at the end, is just as bad. He literally looks like a video game devil with a pentagram carved in his chest.
Okay.
And the whole time it's like, you're watching, it's supposed to be like, it looks like a video game. It looks like I'm watching like an intro story cutscene from a video game. And even The Rock, when like they show him, they give you the big reveal that, you know, he's not Shazam. His son gave him his powers and blah, blah, this whole thing, right? But when they show him younger, it looks like a bad face swap. It's this young skinny guy with the big rock head. It's like, come on. And they try to like slim it down and stuff, but okay, ready? It was worse than the fucking CGI of skinny Steve Rogers in the Captain America movie. Remember when they tried to do like, oh my God, I'm fucking so annoyed right now that Chris Evans.
You're coming in hot.
They're putting Chris Evans' face on some wafy kid, or they're digitizing Chris Evans as like a skinny weakling, like little wimpy guy. It wasn't great CGI. Even when like when he goes into the pod and he takes off, he's like, "Oh, I'm all cold and skinny." Like, it was bad CGI. It was cheesy CGI. This was 10 times fucking worse.
Wow.
It literally it's like, you know, have you ever done a face swap video?
No.
Where like you and your kid will sit next to each other, you do the face swap, and it just takes your face and puts it on her.
Yeah.
and it kind of like is as you move, it moves with you, but it's just a little bit off.
Okay.
That's what it was like. It literally was like they took a freaking picture of The Rock and wrapped it around. The Deadpool pulling off his mask and having fucking
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman's face stapled underneath was about the level of CGI I felt I had at that point. I was like, I'm so done.
All right, can we just address the big Cavill in the room post-credit scene?
Mid-credit scene was Henry Cavill, but you knew it was coming. Superman,
yeah, sure.
I mean, that was probably the highlight of the movie, and you knew it was coming, but to see it, and it's like they tell him like you better behave yourself, or he's like, no one on this planet can defeat me, and he's like, well, that's why we got people who aren't from this planet, and it's like, well, I'd like to see him, and like fucking. That can be arranged, and Amanda Waller's like, that could be arranged, and then all of a sudden it's like, and Superman shows up, and he's like, I think we need to talk, and then that's it. So to me, the reason that was so exciting was because I love Henry Cavill as Superman,
and I heard through the great, what people are talking about is we're finally going to get a Man of Steel too.
Yep.
So,
and it's going to be Henry Cavill.
If we got to take a shot in the face.
Yep.
From Black Adam to get to there, I'm all for it. All I know is if they have that goddamn Hawk coming in there with the mace, he can mace me in the fruit and berries as long as I get a Man of Steel too, because that's the most underrated comic book movie of all time. I don't know. DC is just
it just was not. It was. I just wasn't. I
mean,
wasn't feeling it the whole time.
I mean, I'm going into it. I it's not something that I was looking forward to seeing. So I thank you for taking that bullet for me. But at the same, I really have no interest in seeing that movie. No. It's kind of like the Venom movies, which I kind of late to the party on them. I don't even think I've seen the second one.
No, I did. You save your money.
Yeah. So
I told Kate the only reason I was going was because I was like, I could talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm only going so I want to talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
Nothing good on TV, nothing going on in the news. I'm gonna go see the movie and I'll talk about the movie and how bad and how good it. And then got home and I was like, how bad it was.
Yeah. Hey, look, we take a bullet for you, kids. For the good of the show.
That's right.
Case in point is if you volley it back to me.
What'd you got? Oh God, I can't wait. I feel like it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be good.
Now, I did remember last episode we talked about that movie Fall.
Oh, yeah. And I said it was like that one where the girls are in the freaking life. It looked like a movie where the girls are in the
like the open waters and all that. And, look, I'm in the bag for that stuff. I think, I love movies that put me in a certain situation, like a war movie or something like that. Like, how would I deal with this if this happened? Like,
right.
A survival kind of movie. So for some reason we saw the trailer. And my girl was like, yeah, we got to see this movie. And I'm like, all right. And I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. It has like an 80%.
I don't know why.
It was 78%, I think it was. I was shocked. I was like, okay. And it was like, that was critics.
I'm going to look.
Yeah, look it up for me. So we didn't want to buy it. So we waited. Now it's on rent. So we rented it. The basis, the premise of this movie is as follows. Now, follow along with me, kids. There's this girl and her husband are like thrill seekers. Yeah, see, 78
critics, 79
audiences.
Wow.
They're thrill seekers. They like mountain climb and they do all this extreme, all this kind of stuff. Beginning of the movie, it's her and her friend and her, her and her husband and her friend. They're climbing this big mountain.
Okay.
He falls to his death and dies. Her husband just has an accident, thing breaks, he dies. Right? Big deal.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's terrible. Now, cut to a year later, she's all distraught. She's drinking a lot. She's
my kind of girl. Send her my way.
Yeah, exactly. I love them broken. And she, she's all depressed and she's going to bars and who runs into her but her father, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Negan shows up, and I love Negan. Like as we said, I love his character in The Walking Dead. He lives up the street, man. He's a great actor. He must same thing with Henry Winkler. He must have took a paycheck I hope he got paid for this piece of shit.
I hope he got a lot of money.
Because he's in it like 2 minutes.
And he's like one of the top billings on it too.
Oh yeah, they're like, hey, Jeffrey D. Morgan's in it. He's in it for like 2 minutes. So, cut to make a long story longer.
Go for it.
Her best friend decides, hey, you're in this funk. You got to get out of it. And she's like Miss I think her name is like Danger D or something like that. She kept going with the extreme climbing and all this crap. So she says, you got to get over your fear. There's this tower that we need to climb, and it'll get you over your fears, and you'll forget about your husband, and blah, blah, blah. So she says yes.
Oh.
And they decide to
Good, because without it, we wouldn't have a movie. Without her saying yes, we wouldn't have the movie.
That's right.
She should have said no.
So her friend is like, you got to get out of this funk. You got to get back to the girl you're used to, you're doing. So they go, and it's this tower. Now, I will admit, watching this movie, watching them climb the tower,
made you anxious.
Oh, super anxious.
That's like those Russians dancing on top of the fucking high-rise buildings.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
And I know, like, even in the beginning when they had her climbing the rock, you could tell that it was like
green screen.
Green screen cut. Walking up this little thin tower all the way, like, it was giving me, like, my legs were getting numb. Like, they were just like, I was like, oh my God, are they really doing it? And they're climbing up, and they get to this one half. And then now they're not in the tower. It reminded me of Ninum Tower.
Okay,
Remember you used to climb up Ninum Tower? This was like, it's 2,000 feet up in the air. So they climb all the way up. Then they get to this, then they have to climb another 100 feet. Like, it's 2,000 feet up, and they're up in this thing. And you're like itching. Like, why are you doing this? So they get to the top, and then, spoiler alert, the ladder breaks. And they're stuck up in this tower.
No.
For the rest of the movie. And all right, so like survival movies like that, you start to freak out, you start to lose warning, you start to do this and that. After a while, I was just like, I hope they both freaking die. Like, just jump off the thing.
Yeah.
At this point, they're up there for days. Her friend, it turns out that she finds out that her best friend screwed her husband. They cheated on, he cheated on. So now she's like, I've been all upset for like a year, and I, found out that my best friend was banging my husband.
And is the best friend the girl she's up on the tower with?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. So she pushed her off.
That's what I would have done.
Yes. No.
And I'm going to spoil the crap out of this movie because
I'm never going to fucking watch it.
I'm saving you the $5 even to rent it. Turns out she's stuck up there. There's no way of getting out. They have a flare. They try to throw their phone. They put their phone in a shoe and they throw it over hoping that because they can't get cell service on a big ass tower.
Yeah, that was one of the things from the trailer. I was like, you're on a fucking cell tower. How can you not get cell signal?
Yeah.
It's a radio tower.
Whatever. That nobody, and the guy sees that he's up there and they wave him like, oh, save us. They're 2,000 feet up and the guy decides, I'm going to steal your car. And just steals the car. Takes off. So it turns out, they try to get this bag, and the Danger D, the blonde who was cheating on them, she gets the bag, and they bring it back up, and there's one of the girls has like a bad cut on her leg.
Oh no!
And all you see are these
sharks,
buzzards.
Oh, buzzards! Oh,
buzzards are flying around, like trying to, attack her because they can smell her rotting leg, and it cut to. They do finally retrieve the bag that fell down there because Danger D goes down there and does this heroic thing.
Danger D.
And they're stuck down there, and then, she keeps having, the one main girl keeps having nightmares, and they're like, how are we going to get out of this? And blah, 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 blah. So it turns out there's like, where the bag fell, there was like a tower, and there was like a
platform?
Like a satellite.
Okay.
That she fell on. She climbed down, she jumped on the satellite, grabbed the bag, they pulled her up. Great. Turns out, spoiler alert, she's been talking to her dead friend who died 2 days later, retrieving the bag. And it's the ghost of her that she thinks that she doesn't want to be alone up in this tower. So now she's speaking to the dead girl, which you find out is on the bottom. So how she survives, she still has a phone. Which,
she uses her friend's dead body as a parachute.
Close.
Okay, good.
She takes the dead body. She climbs down to the dead body. Now, they figured when they threw the phone, which, by the way, this phone has to be the most juiced phone in the world. They've been up on this tower for 7 days. She still got service. I mean, she still has battery life.
Dude, I know, like, if I go, like, half a day where I don't have service, my phone spends so much time trying to get service that the battery's dead.
Yeah. So the battery, for some ridiculous reason,
Apple's got
survives.
great technology in those phones.
So she still has the phone, and it's still working.
God.
So she sends the text. It doesn't go through. She puts the phone in her friend's dead body.
And throws it off.
Throws it off. Phone goes through. Jeffrey D. Morgan gets the call. They come and they save her. End scene. Holy shit. 2 pals at best.
2 pals at best.
Oh, it was painful. But I got through it. It was stupid.
You hate watch the hell out of that movie.
The only part I liked was the feeling of them climbing up to the tower, because it really felt like I was getting the Ninham Tower feeling of like, remember we used to climb up there.
Like the first 20 feet, there was no ladder.
Yeah,
because you're not supposed to climb it, and we would be like climbing the scaffolding to get to where the stairs started.
Yep.
And then you go up the stairs and you get to the top, and it's like the hatch, and that thing wasn't supposed to have people on it, and it would sway.
Yeah.
The wind would blow and it would sway.
With this movie,
Kicking in at the top of the mountain.
I wish they would have went to the top of the mountain and jumped the fuck off.
You weren't even like satisfied watching the friend's dead body smack onto the ground?
You don't even see it.
Because I'm thinking like even
now they cut back to like she realizes, oh, and there was another good part too. The buzzard keeps going around. Now she's starving, and she's got no water, and she's got the chapped lips, and she realizes that her friend is dead. And the buzzard's picking at her because she's just like laying there, and this buzzard keeps flying up. She finally gets the buzzard, beats the hell out of it, and just starts eating the buzzard.
Nice.
She's like, I'm like, come on, stop. But the fun part was them putting the phone into her.
I just don't get why they couldn't
cavity.
just climb back down. It's a radio tower. It's got scaffolding. It's pipes and
No. They get to a part where it is scaffolding.
Right.
Then it's 200 feet
of antenna
of just ladder, and a two. Now I thought they have all these hooks on themselves, ropes. Yo, bitch, you take one part of the hook, we shimmy our way down. It's much like The Patient, where you're like,
I'm just watching because I want it to be over.
Yeah.
I need the satisfaction of it ending.
Yeah, and I thought maybe they'd get into some real weird stuff, or like, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was The Fall. I hope Jeffrey D. Morgan got a good paycheck for that movie.
I hope so too.
And as much as I love JDM, he was not good at it. He was just kind of phoning it in. Like, he was just like, I care about you. I don't want you to ruin your life. You need to get over. Like, she basically knew that her husband was a piece of shit.
Okay.
You know, that kind of father intuition of like, this guy, you know. And old Danger D. It's just stupid. So that's our movie reviews for today and the TV. Music wise, to be honest with you, the only thing that came out was Ugly Kid Joe put out that full length. And
Nobody cares.
Watch the musician for the big round band. Yeah, okay. But anyway, I think that's it. I think we've done it.
I think we've done it. It's been a long show, though. It was good. We had Justin with Garden State Pickers.
Yes, we're going to get Justin on again.
Yes, and when I play the Powerball tomorrow and win the 500 and something million, we'll start an actual commune and invite all these people to come live with us.
That's right.
And we'll do some Heaven's Gate level shit and...
Drink the Kool-Aid.